So if you're looking to buy a home and you don't have a lot of money, you're going to have to go FHA. FHA homes right now are the way to go if you have limited down payment resources. And in the market right now in Pasco County, 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes of $250,000 or less, there are 21 to choose from. If you look down into this column down here where my cursor is, you can see 21 matches. So let's run through them. Now, I picked out homes that are, well, this isn't one of them. This is a 1972 home. FHA is not going to finance that, even though it's published as FHA home. Here we go with a Zephyr Hills property, 175 grand, built in 2000. Interestingly, if you follow me, you know I'm a big advocate of watching the price per square foot. How do you compare a 1,200 square foot house to a 1,500 square foot house? You have to do it by list price per square foot. This is $135 a square foot. Here we have a block home, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, $208 a square foot. Been on the market for 18 days. It's got a garage. Summer Tree, this actually might be 55 and older. I should have pulled the 55 and olders out, but it's, for comparison purposes, is $155 a square foot. Timberlake Estates, now this is not 55 and older. This is a 1984, 1,248 square feet. It's $181 a month, and the list price is $172. That's a big number for Timberlake Estates, $214,000. Holy moly! Let's keep moving. This is not. That's not a good deal. Florida Avenue in Dade City, $269 a square foot. Now, if you notice, the price is going up. We're up to $220,000. This is 816 square feet. That's why we've got such a high list price per square foot. Dade City, $191 a square foot. No garage, but it's a block home. Bayonet Point Village Co-op. Now, they say this is FHA, but I'm not certain FHA will do a co-op, so let's move on. Virginia City, $229. Oh, I know this guy. Pecos, he just bought this. This is $229,000. There's no garage. He wanted to list this, and I couldn't rationalize the price per square. I couldn't do it. I didn't take the listing. Banbury and Moon Lake, $203 a square foot. Brand new 2024 double wide, $177 a square foot on Madeline in Hudson. Zephyr Hills, $155 a square foot. Ouzel Way in Hazleton Estates, 3 days on the market, $247 a square foot. I know everybody's looking at the price, $240 grand. There's a bunch of properties between $240 and $250. Pine Ridge at Sugar Creek, 55 and older. It's a villa. It's $486 a month. So let's move on. Nature Trail in Bear Creek. I remember this property, $245 grand, $164 a square foot. This is a good neighborhood and a block home. Overton and Colonial Hills. Now, I pulled out the flood zone. So this is not a flood zone, and it's a paved road. But even though I said 3 2s, this is only a 1.5 bathrooms. Orangewood Village, $252 a square foot. A little slow, probably because we're doing a video. Coventry, $202 a square foot. I remember when this Darius, actually that's not a good street. There's a bad sinkhole on the back right of the house on the back right on that. Okay, Holiday Lake Estates, not a flood zone, $249,900. Comes out to $239 a square foot. Ashwood and Gulf Highlands, $186 a square foot. Looks like a good, wow, look at that. Regency Park, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1 car garage on farm lawn for $228 a square foot. All right, so if you're shopping for a home and you don't know what you're doing, you need to get educated. And one way to get educated is by going shopping. And the problem with shopping is that most people, when they shop, they're looking on Zillow or they're looking on Realtor.com. They're not looking at the pendings and the solds. And we're going to look at the pendings real quick here. Dade City. This one went under contract in 13 days at $127 a square foot. And if you follow my lead, you will concentrate on the list price per square foot. It's how you compare apples to oranges. You have to find a common denominator. Ponderosa, 55 and older, my bad. Dade City, 3-2, $142 a square foot, went under contract in 10 days. Shady Oaks Mobile Home, another 55 and older. All right, Colonial Hills went under contract in 34 days at $208 a square foot. San Clemente Village, 55 and older. Knollwood Village, $231 a square foot in 20 days. And that's a big measure of the market. 59 days. This is a short sale. This is not even real. Short sales are not, they're for investors. They're not for real people. All right, Beacon Square mostly is a flood zone. There is a big old hill in Beacon Square. It's still a mandatory evacuation zone, but this is $197 a square foot. It went under contract in 13 days. $208 a square foot, $147 a square foot on Thomas. This is actually likely to come with an acre. Wow. So this is 1 to 2 acres, went under contract in 3 days at $147 a square foot. If you watch my videos, you'll hear me talking about the 1 acre properties. And 1 acre properties, the land is probably worth $40,000 anyway. So if you take $40,000 off of here and make it 190 divided by 1,600 square feet, it brings the list price per square foot down dramatically. San Carlos and Regency Park, $245,000, list price $171 in 34 days. That looks like a deal, but without doing, and that one had a pool, so that was a deal. Gulf Highlands, $195 a square foot. And these are the these are the prices where it was when it went pending. $193 a square foot, $168 a square foot, $151 a square foot. And Truman, which is in Aloha Gardens. Now, it says it's not a flood zone, but it's a mandatory evacuation zone. And I tell you, you don't want to be in a mandatory evacuation zone. You don't want to be in a flood zone. And if you watch my videos, you'll learn about flood zone creep. And that has to do with the fact that they redraw the flood maps. And you can be at a non-flood zone property and they redraw the maps and now you're in a flood zone property. All right, so we want to look at the current market conditions. In the last 7 days, there have been 2 transactions. I want to get it up to about 15 transactions. Let's go back 21 days. There's 9. We want to get a little bit more. Okay, we're at 25 days. Must have been a weekend. We're still at 9. Let's go to 35 days. All right, it's 15 properties that are 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. They're on a paved road and they're not in flood zones and they will go FHA. And it's a big deal. If you're out there shopping and you're saying, oh, Randy doesn't send me any good deals, it's because if you're an FHA buyer, you can't look at the cash only deals. You can only look at the properties that are being offered for FHA buyers. And generally speaking, FHA properties aren't the best price properties. The cash only properties are the best price. Now, this was a deal. They were asking $150. It sold for $158. 3 days on the market, over the asking price. 3 days on the market, asking $149. It sold for $160. This is the market. The solds are the market. Angus Valley, asking $179, sold for $174 in 13 days. And we need to look at the list price per square foot. Was $156, but it sold for $151. Now, we're not doing this right because I've got mobile homes mixed in with homes, single family homes. So if you reach out to me and we talk single family homes, we won't be looking at the mobile homes. San Clemente Village. Now they're calling this a 3-bedroom up here, but down here they say it's a 2-bedroom, and it's 55 and older. Dade City sold for $224 a square foot. And this is because I'm doing the whole county. It's way too broad. Sold at $182 a square foot. What I would do is I would get you on a Zoom call, or I'll just make you your own personal video if you give me your criteria. Right, this is 1 to 2 acres. So if we say that the acreage is worth 50 grand and take that off the price, then the list price or the sold price per square foot comes down dramatically. Zephyr Hills sold for $201 a square foot in 3 days. And that days on market, 5 days it sold, 13 days, 32 days sold for $146 a square foot. And if you're looking for a mobile home, Woodward Village, 265 grand. It sold for $240,000. Wow. This is a great deal. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathroom, 2-car garage. $245,000, $241 a square foot. I know I'm throwing a lot of information at you in a very short period of time because frankly, nobody stays on my videos. I get these 15, 20-minute videos and I don't know that anyone actually watches them to that length. $196 a square foot it sold for. And finally, in the last, Fox Bloom, $194 a square foot. Seller motivated, $8,000 in closing fees. So here's, just to reiterate what we talked about a moment ago as far as the active listings go. Let me just pull this out, and let me pull out the 55 and older, because the chances are, if you're watching this video, you reached out on one of my kind of first-time home buyer properties, and those are the ones that I'm talking about, because these are the ones that you're going to be a buyer of if you're a first-time home buyer spending below $250,000. Now, this is not for you. This is a 1972, and I don't think they finance anything before 1977. All right, so $208 a square foot. Now, we saw a lot of transactions between $150 and $200 a square foot. This is $172 a square foot. This is $269 a square foot, and that's what you're going to find. The asking prices on this, $191 a square foot, no garage, it's garage conversion. $212 a square foot. That's that guy. He just bought that for $190 something. Banbury, $203 a square foot. So what we're seeing is the asking price, $177 for brand new construction. You know, I was trying to make a point how the asking prices, $247, are so much higher than the sold prices. But truthfully, there's what's called a bell curve. Okay. I should have had it up here. But a bell curve is indicative of the market. So let's do bell curve and just show you a picture of a bell curve. And what you'll find is that on the left side of the bell curve are the low numbers, and on the right side is the high numbers. So what you want to do is you want to buy here at the medium or average or lower. And if you're an investor, you want to buy right here and you want to sell right here. You can make money all day long if you can buy in the bottom quartile and sell in the top quartile. But when you're looking at properties and you are trying to figure out what's value, what has value and what doesn't, please feel free to reach out for me. I have a lot of resources and I'd love to help you. Let's do some advertising. This is me, Randall Jenkins. My YouTube has a lot of videos that talk about different aspects of the marketplace. I have tips. I want to be your realtor, quarter acre to 2 acre properties with 3 bedrooms, 1 acre properties with 4 bedrooms. Right now, this video is going to be called 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, non-flood zone, FHA approvable properties. And this is going to go out to everybody who reached out to me on my property on Ensley, which was the perfect retail FHA, paved road, non-flood zone property. I really should put another advertisement up. Let's see if this will come up. Let's do this one right here. Okay, this was 27 real estate tips, which I just published. But down at the bottom here, if it'll let me open it up, I've got my contact information on the last slide. Here we go. Florida Real Estate Partners. There's my email address. Here's my phone number. Appreciate the opportunity to compete for your business. Wishing you the best. Bye now.